political for me, bro. Talking about fucking all of this shit, yeah. We were was this 2000s a golden age for comedy movies, but a scary movie, I need to go watch that shit. Apparently always I get mixed reception. People are like, there's mixed receptions of the new scary movie, but I don't give a fuck about people's opinions, but I want to find watch it for myself. Except it looks fire from the trailers, but it looks fire.
But did you know several of your all-time favorites almost never got made? Before one of the biggest comedies of all time got greenlit, the director...
Boy. RDJs. Bruh, Anchorman is fire. This is The Hangover. The Hangover, I rewatched The Hangover the other day. Still a banger, bruh. Still a classic. I haven't watched Tropic Thunder, bruh.
To convince the studio to take a chance on it.
I need to go watch Anchorman again. Anchorman was a banger when I remember when I watched it for the first time. Super bad, classic. I don't know what this is. And then it's a Step Brothers.
Turned down for over a decade before taking.
Yeah, Step Brothers, another clap. What the fuck is this movie, except? They're playing dodgeball.
Culture. Then there was one that got stolen from its creators and went on to
Scary
make
movie.
millions of.
I recognize this character, yeah. I can't put it. And then,
July
see,
1999 would completely shake up Hollywood and set the tone for the 2000s with the success of American Pie. Sean William Scott barely made any.
Yeah, I never watched American Pie, bruh. But I know that shit big.
To movie star status.
You actually said that?
Shut up.
You guys are pathetic.
And once Hollywood took notice of him, it felt like he got an offer to star in every comedy movie. Because just 1 year later, in 2000, he was already starring in 2 more. There was Dude, Where's My Car?
Maybe.
So, Elson Kuchinic, yeah.
He is not, dude. Come here, Jacko. Come here, Jacko.
Does he know any other tricks?
What happened to the soul, bruh? He was like everywhere now, he's nowhere except. I didn't make up, it just, like, happens, bruh. I'm sure it's fucking living good, you know what I'm saying? Made all his money from the 70s shows and
Which he
shit.
starred in alongside Ashton Kutcher, who had been rising to fame from that 70s show, and said this role was oddly realistic for him.
The character that I'm playing I'm playing myself right when I got out of high school. I did what Jesse and Chester do. I think it's more reality based.
Which was also written by that 70s show writer Phil Stark, who's become a therapist and an all-around cool guy. A financial success at the box office, and probably the greatest stoner comedy of all time.
I just had the craziest dream.
About what?
I don't remember.
Then there was Road Trip.
Please not feed my dog.
I never watched this movie.
I didn't.
You did so. You can't feed seeing eye dogs treats like that. They're specially trained, so I'd appreciate it if you just left them alone. Don't roll your eyes at me.
An even bigger success, and one that told us Sean wasn't going away anytime soon. Speaking of people who weren't going away, it was also the narrative directorial debut of Todd Phillips. But did you know that it was also DJ Qualls'
What the fuck is that nigga doing, bruh? I'm not replaying it. Why am I replaying it?
role, and he was never supposed to have a big role in this.
So I auditioned for a one-line part in Road Trip and wound up getting a lead.
Nah. I ain't
Literally 9 months later, I'm on The Tonight Show. And I had to pawn the title to my car. He brought me out so he could see me in person, but I had to pay for it. Because I had to pawn the title to my car. They're doing this. Well, your character does this. You cool that? Can you do that? Your character... And it was like, I was like, when do I find out if I have the role? It was like, oh, you have the role. And I'm like, really? And my mind just exploded. I did take the minimum you could take. And
It's an absolute classic, and it's also my all-around favorite college movie.
That was awesome.
But these weren't even the 2 biggest
college movie. What would be my best college movies? I can't even remember what college, like, best college movies. Neighbors might be up there. Oh, it's 21 Jump Street. It's 21 Jump Street. Yeah, that's gotta be my favorite, bro. 21 Jump Street, and then, what the fuck is this? The Nazi Professor. Yeah, 21 Jump Street, and then The Neighbors.
comedies this year because 2000 also gave us the birth of the biggest parody series of all time.
Does this shirt make me look gay? Nah, man. What about now? Nah. Cool.
Probably the most iconic part of this movie is that Scary Movie was actually the original title of Scream, the main movie that it spoofs. Even this movie was part of the American Pie pipeline, with Shannon Elizabeth breaking out in American Pie, then co-starring in Scary Movie.
Go get in the car, Doofy. She's coming with us.
Does Mom know?
Yeah, Doofus.
Mom says when I wear this badge, you're supposed to treat me like a man of the law.
Yeah, well, Mom also said for you to stop sticking your dick in the vacuum cleaner.
Upon my most
That's disgusting, Excel. I know you got a dirty as fucking
rewatch, I was surprised not just by how funny this movie was, but by how strong of a story it actually had.
That's just air, bro. What would be the point of that? It's just air, Excel.
Yes, 2000 also had several other notable classics,
The
such
Ghost.
as Me, Myself, and Irene, Meet the Parents, and Bring It On. But it also
Ben still low-key went crazy. He was like a underrated actor, bro. Like Nights at the Museum, Madagascar. Damn, the two movies.
High Effect wasn't all positive, as Jason Biggs tried to parlay his success into becoming a leading man with Loser and Boys and Girls, but both unfortunately flopped at the box office.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, how you doing?
It's
Exactly how far can you bend over?
Oh, and
what? Someone looked that nigga up, bruh. That's
the momentum
harassment.
didn't slow at all in 2001, as the comedy boom was just getting started. The American Pie gang reunited in epic fashion for its first of many sequels.
I don't care if you are the best slay I've ever had in my life. I hate your guts anyway.
And I don't care if you did give me...
What's How I Met Your Mother? What the fuck?
10 cousins in a row.
What is she talking about, bruh? What's she don't act like this on how I Met Your Mother, except.
And I don't care if you did give me 10 cousins in a row. And I haven't showered. And I want to shower. And that includes f***ing me in the...
But something I didn't know until a week
The fuck going on in this house,
ago
except?
was that the studio never planned to make this movie, and it all came together last second.
They were like, well, we're not going to make a sequel. And all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're making a sequel. The timeline on it was totally crunched. Everything was compressed. I mean, we kind of sort of barely had a finished script when we got going.
Wow.
And so there was a lot of meetings while we were shooting. Like, that scene that we're doing in a couple days, it's okay, but what can we do to make it better? So at night, after we get done shooting, we'd be rewriting as we were going.
And it's pretty insane to think just how different so many careers would have looked if this movie never happened. It even outperformed the original at the box office, and while I think it's funnier than the original, I wouldn't say it's quite as good. But speaking of sequels that weren't supposed to get made, Scary Movie did so well that just 1 year later it got a sequel.
There's something...
And then got another one, then another one, then another one, then another
going
one.
on in this house, Professor? I'm not crazy!
Some Fast and the Furious shit. Are they actually... Yo, are they actually done with that Fast and the Furious shit? Because they haven't released one in like 3 years now.
Just like American Pie 2, I thought it was a noticeable step down, but it definitely made me laugh more.
Woo, that's heavy. I better use my strong hand. Oh, clumsy. Look, you got the panties.
Whoa.
Gonna need that for later. Okay. Here we go. Follow me, child. Watch my body.
But Columbia picked
What movie is this full with fucking
with all these teen comedies, so it went
Pretty
ahead
Pixar.
and made not another teen movie.
And this time, I don't want your car. I want you.
Yo, all the movies in this time were horny as shit, bruh. Is that fucking Captain America? Chris, Steve Rogers, what you doing, Excel? Why were all the movies in this period horny as fuck?
You're my sister.
Oh.
Whoa, whoa. What do you mean by that?
Only by blood.
I always.
Oh no, no, no,
about how
no.
this was Chris Evans' big break and where he is now in hindsight. And it's really cool just looking at his audition tapes from this movie.
And gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a winner. Can we get a spotlight? No. She has glasses. Glasses. Ponytail. Oh, look at that. She's got paint on her overall.
But the lighthearted spoof energy was clearly in the air because we got another one. Just this time spoofing model culture.
Maybe we should be doing something more meaningful with our lives. Like helping people.
Derek, what people?
I don't know. People who need help.
Even though Zoolander ended up
Man, need to take back what I said about Ben Stiller. What the fuck did I just watch? Except there's no way all that shit was ass, bro. That shit was cringe to me. I won't lie to you.
iconic. It had one hell of a ride to even getting made.
It started out as a character that a friend of mine, Drake Sather, wrote for a bunch of little sketches for the VH1 Fashion Awards. A male model, a photographer, and a publicist. And I said, "This is ridiculous. You want me to play a male model?" He said, "Yeah, that's what's funny about it." He called him Derek Zoolander, and I just started sort of doing like a weird, like kind of Marilyn Monroe voice or something.
I can turn left.
And we just did it. We thought, okay, let's do a movie of this. And we did about maybe 10 or 15 drafts of it. Finally, they decided to make it, but sort of a little bit against their will.
And the timing of its release was a bit awkward, leading to a less than stellar box office run.
I think it came out like around or maybe right after 9/11.
Yeah.
And
The goat, lightning, fuck Jackson's stomach, sir.
it didn't really did that much business.
But it's become quite the classic, and the pairing of Stiller and Wilson would be the beginning of the frat pack domination of this decade. The frat pack momentum continued that same year with the Royal Tenenbaums, which was my favorite Wes Anderson movie. The year also gave us cult classics like Super Troopers and Joe Dirt, while Jason Biggs still struggled to escape the shadow of American Pie and flopped with Saving Silver.
I won't lie, this whole section, yeah. I haven't seen most of these
And
movies,
who could
bro.
forget Wet Hot American Summer? I couldn't possibly forget.
Oh, we just.
I said no!
2001 was absolutely loaded, but 2002 proved to be a bit of a slowdown after the insanity that was 2000 and 2001. We did get the first Jackass movie, along with Adam Sandler's first hit of the decade and Mr. Deeds.
When Adam Sandler retires, one of the goats will know. He will go down as one of the goats. I'll be saying this. I'll be saying I said goat for a bunch of, like, two other people, bruh. But actually, bruh, Adam Sandler is up there with my top 3 favorite actors.
Which was pretty funny.
Was that awesome? Am I out or safe?
Sandler also experimented with Punch Drunk Love and 8 Crazy Nights, but like most of his career, when he strayed away from his traditional films, audiences largely didn't show up. But overall, this has got to be the least prolific year of the decade, with the 2 movies that are probably still being celebrated the most being Goldmember and Van Wilder. There were also several movies that tried to copy the formula of the classics from the past few years, but ended up missing the mark. Films like The New Guy, Sorority Boys, and Boat Trip never really connected with audiences.
I never heard of none of those. Like, all these movies I've heard of, I've never heard of none of these.
Did. But my favorite of 2002 was definitely the little heard of National Lampoon's Gem, Replicate, which I highly recommend if you've never seen. 2002 might have been a slow period for the genre, but it was really just the calm before the storm, because 2003 took notice and it was no doubt the biggest year for comedies up to this point in the decade. We got our third American Pie, and out of all the sequels, this one is by far my favorite.
This is a little difficult to explain. Look, you're okay. You're okay. I mean, I like you.
Yeah, great. You can me after practice.
It was also supposed to be...
Whoa.
Still horny as shit, boy.
Original cast, but spoiler, it wasn't.
There's no part 4 for the same reason that we pared the cast down for this one. Once you've seen a character...
This is what I be saying, bruh. Motherfuckers be saying social media made people horny and shit. My nigga, it's... humans as a species have been horny, bruh, since the beginning of fucking time, etc. It's just now everyone is more connected with you. Everyone sees it more with social media. But motherfucker, look at this video, etc. Motherfuckers have always been horny and shit, bruh.
Which is what happens in this one. I mean, even Stifler has a little character arc. What else can we do that's still fresh and entertaining and new? And so I want to call it quits.
This wasn't even my favorite of 2003, because we also got my favorite Christmas movie ever.
You have to get mad.
Yeah, kid, come on, get mad.
Scream at him.
I always loved the dynamic between Billy Bob Thornton and Brett Kelly. Behind the scenes was even more wild than the actual movie, though, because Billy Bob Thornton took method acting to the extreme, often drinking on set and leading to chaos.
I'm on the verge of maybe...
What way was he being like the Grinch or Father Christmas or some shit?
So if you don't mind, just nudge me when they call action, will you? Because I'm going to lay down here for a minute. I wasn't supposed to be laying down the scene. They started up the escalator and she couldn't wake me up, evidently. And so it kind of dumped me out up there, and I woke up and I'm like...
And we had the time of his life filming this movie, bro. This is his favorite movie that he filmed.
I remember this movie.
Speaking of Christmas, 2003 was also the year Elf came out, but that's not even the best Will Ferrell movie of 2003. That goes to Old School, which the studio was actually hesitant to even cast Will and Vince Vaughn at the time.
Vince wasn't a huge comedy guy at that time, you know. I remember having to convince DreamWorks to put Vince in Old School, and Will Ferrell even, you know, he'd been on Saturday Night Live, but he hadn't done Elf yet.
And I'll never pass up on the opportunity to plug this scene.
A little housewarming to new beginnings.
Actually, I gave this to you for your wedding.
This model?
No, this exact one.
And yet there were so many other classics. School of Rock turned Jack Black.
I remember watching this movie when it was randomly on when I was a light this shit was randomly on the TV, and I watched this shit. I could I didn't move for the whole movie.
Dumb and Dumber continued Jim Carrey's insane run, and Love Actually became a holiday staple. But 2003 wasn't without real drama. The Wayans brothers, the guys behind the first two Scary movies, say they got their franchise stolen from them by the Weinsteins over a contract dispute.
Took it from us. That was a franchise and then they stole the idea for the third one.
Right.
We as gentlemen, we walked away from the third one because it's like, well, first of all, they took it from us, put it in and gave it to somebody else because we couldn't make a deal.
The movie still had a ton of funny moments without them.
They're blank.
Turn them around.
I have to fucking download this shit,
Oh. Yes, of course. Who's this?
That's Ralph. He's right over there.
At the same time, it felt like they replaced a ton of the jokes in this movie with just over-the-top slapstick.
Yeah, I can see how this shit get annoying.
By this point, comedy wasn't just having a great year, it was becoming the go-to genre for studios. And if you thought 2003 was big, 2004 was even bigger. It had everything.
Boy.
Arguably the biggest movie of this year wouldn't have even happened if it weren't for the
Anchorman.
success of a 2003 movie.
And Will Ferrell was an Old School. And that opened the floodgates, and that made them want to make Anchorman.
which Will wrote with Adam McKay.
It really is wild in hindsight to think about just how hard it was to get this movie made.
At the time, we got rejected. I think we got like rejected 20 different times from.
Is this the same fucking person? Except what's going on here?
Various studios and financiers and everything like that.
Blows my mind.
Like no one could kind of wrap their head around an ensemble comedy that took place in a newsroom.
We got the perfect sports comedy in Dodgeball.
Where are your panties?
Oh, ready? 1, 2. Liberty, ready?
But this movie, too, easily could have never happened. It really took the perfect storm to get made.
Rawson Thurber wrote the script. It was his first movie. He wanted to direct it, and somebody at our production company found the script, and it was funny. It was just a great idea, and it was executed really well. And he said, I really want you to play White Goodman and Christine, my wife, to be the girl, and Vince was the first choice to be the lead, and Vince wanted to do it, which was exciting.
And don't forget about Regina George and the Mean Girls, because this also happened in 2004.
You're wearing sweatpants. It's Monday.
So?
So that's against the rules, and you can't sit in those.
I'd be remiss if I didn't stand up for Starsky and Hutch, because this is another one of those super underappreciated movies. And of course, Ben Stiller shined bright yet again.
A little word of advice. Next time you're watching a place, don't claim that you own it just because you're watching it, okay? I house sit for my sister all the time. It's not like I claim that I own her house. You know what I mean? That goes for all y'all. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Just be who you are. That's what's really cool.
He also shined behind to Meet the Fockers, and we got a lot of the internet's favorites in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, Team America, and The Girl Next Door. The Wayans brothers rebounded from the Scary Movie 3 debacle with White Chicks. We got one of the most successful indie comedies of all time in Napoleon Dynamite, and Adam Sandler continued his dominance with 50 First Dates. This year was epic, but none of these were actually my favorite of 2004. That prize goes to Euro Trip.
But we are a private tour group. We've come all the way from America.
That guy in the orange jacket is mentally
What the fuck?
See, I can tell. Have a very special day for a very special little man.
Okay. One of the most head-scratching flops of all time. It had everything needed to be a box office darling, from legendary set pieces.
You don't know? You know there are a lot of other empty compartments.
Creepy ass nigga, what the fuck is he doing here, bruh? What the fuck?
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Pardon me. Mi scusi. Mi scusi.
It took you all that long. It took you all that long. As soon as his hand even moved anywhere close. Boy.
What the hell are you doing?
Why you letting him do it? Lock this nigga up, boy.
To great dialogue.
I'm in love.
GG, that always fucked. He's fucked, literally, boy.
I'm in love with Mike.
What's going on, Xer? These back-to-back scenes, Xer. Some freaky shit is happening.
You know what? I was actually expecting this. And frankly, no, listen, I'm flattered you picked me to come at you first. And don't worry about telling you folks, because I think they already know.
No, you idiot. Mike is a girl.
No, I get it, yeah. He's the girl, you're the girl. Sometimes you're both the girl.
It's a real pity DreamWorks dropped the ball on marketing this movie. And despite how legendary 2003 and 2004 were, believe it or not, 2005 is actually my favorite all-time year for comedy movies. For starters, it was the year my favorite comedy of the 2000s came out.
And let's have an emerging maple syrup conglomerate.
Stupid. We don't know anything about maple syrup.
I happen to know everything there is to know about maple syrup. I love maple syrup.
I love maple syrup on pancakes. I love it on pizza. I like to take maple syrup and put a little bit in my hair when I've had a rough week. What do you think holds it up, Slick?
And as far as movies that are humor first, story second, Wedding Crashers takes the cake for me. Of course the leads are great, but Will Ferrell's cameo might be the greatest cameo of all time.
Dude died in a hang gliding accident. What an idiot. Oh, I'm hang gliding, honey. Take a good picture. I'm dead.
And I always think of how different the movie would have been if they had to end up going with their backup option.
We didn't get Will till midnight the night before he was shooting. It was one day. We were having a very hard time confirming him, and we had Nick Cage as a backup.
But this year was especially...
Going from Will Ferrell to Nick Cage is crazy. Shout out to Nick Cage, but I don't think they ain't even in the same level, or not like level, like type of actor, bruh.
Because it was the directorial debut for the most important figure for comedy movies this century, Judd Apatow.
You grab a woman's breast and you feel it, and it feels like a bag of sand when you're touching it.
Bag of sand?
This movie, of course, happened thanks to the success of a 2004 movie.
Well, we were shooting Anchorman, and Steve was just so funny that I asked him if he had any ideas that he could star in, and he said, well, I've always wanted to play a 40-year-old virgin. We pitched it around, and we tried to figure out what.
You've always wanted to play that. Why is that something you've always wanted to play, bruh? It's kind of...
How would we do this movie? And, before this, I did a TV show called Freaks and Geeks, and I thought, well, I guess this is like, what if one of the geeks never had sex, and it's 20 years later, and what's he gonna do? And it would still be really funny and sweet, and you'd root for him.
And it ended up being a massive hit, both at the box office and on DVD.
Now, this was a fire movie, though. I think I remember watching this shit, off of edible, This shit was, I remember, half of the movie, but yeah.
But even more importantly, it launched the next wave of comedy movies, to the point that about half of the movies we're going to talk about the rest of the video never would have happened if it weren't for the success of this movie. There were also several films that got panned by critics, but I personally really enjoyed, including The Ringer, Dukes of Hazzard, Just Friends, and...
Low-key, all these movies from these times I've watched while faded, except for edible, but Pineapple Express, Superbad, movie before this one here, what was it? Anchorman, 40-year-old version. All of these movies I watched for edible, like crazy.
Bad News Bears. Then there was the absolutely star-studded indie flick Waiting, Fever Pitch, Thank You for Smoking, and Fun with Dick and Jane. And it marked the beginning of the American Pie spin-off series with Bandcamp, which I know you can't compare these to the originals, but I still thought they were fun, and they clearly had a ton of fun making this film.
Hey, what's up? I'm Tad Hilgenbrink. Welcome to the first day of shooting on American Pie Bandcamp. Welcome to Bandcamp, f***ers.
2006 ended up becoming probably the most unique year of this decade. These movies are listed as comedies, but Adam Sandler and Will Ferrell really got to showcase their dramatic chops with Click and Stranger Than Fiction. And
Click is one of the most underrated movies ever, boy. Click is so fire.
This is a hot take, but I actually think these are the two best movies that each of these...
One of the, as you was about to say, but one of the best Adam Sandler movies. I still put Grown Ups one over it. I won't lie to you, just because I fuck with them type of movies, like Friday, Grown Up type of movies.
Idiocracy was legendary.
Welcome to Costco. I love you. Welcome to Costco. I love you.
But much like Eurotrip, it flopped badly at the box office, thanks to the studio.
There was a contractual obligation. They had to put it in like 12 theaters, and that's all they did, I think. And in fact, if you called Moviefone, it was listed under Untitled Mike Judge Project. It went straight from what it was on the contract to Moviefone. They didn't even put Idiocracy in there.
2006 also brought us one of Christopher Nolan's favorite movies.
Christopher Nolan, the director, on here, and I asked him what his favorite remote drop movie is, where you're just watching it, you drop the remote, and he mentioned Talladega Nights is his remote drop. I kid you not. Talladega Nights.
If you ain't first, you're lost.
That sounds like a fucking spell.
The Scary Movie series came back for its fourth installment, and while I'm on a tear with hot takes, I actually preferred this one to Scary Movie 3.
It's a good look for you, being pregnant.
I'm not pregnant.
Then there was the cult classic Grandma's Boy, Borat, which I know is loved.
Banger. Even the most recent one is a banger, bruh. Borat is a classic.
But wasn't for me. The Benchwarmers.
I never heard somebody wouldn't fuck with Borat, except I feel like it's one of those universally loved movies.
Breakup, Accepted, The Naked Mile, and Dane Cook's first lead role in Employee of the Month. It might have not been the biggest year for crowd pleasers, but it was full of experiments, and most of them ended up way better than I would have imagined. 2007 was the year of low-key, underappreciated comedies. It was absolutely full of them. I don't think society appreciated
Damn, you didn't talk about Click,
the
bruh.
American version of Death at a Funeral enough.
Who's this? You know, I asked myself the same thing when my dad passed. I said, who is this man?
No, Brian. Who's this in the coffin? Because that's not my father.
Are you sure?
Look at the damn body, man.
Oh,
What's this movie? What's this movie called? I need to watch this shit. This shit is fire.
Funeral enough. Was the year of low-key, underappreciated comedies. It was absolutely full of them. I don't think society appreciated the American version of Death at a Funeral enough.
Is that the movie title? Oh, it is the title.
Who's this?
Alright.
You know, I asked myself the same thing when my dad passed. I said, who is this man?
No, Brian. Who's this in the coffin? Because that's not my father.
Are you sure?
Look at the damn body, man.
Oh,
You got Jackie Chan in there. It's not Burger King. You can't just mess up my order.
Please just calm down. I think I know where he is.
You think?
He's in one or two places. I think it's the second place. Listen, okay, guys, let's pack this up.
I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry was way funnier than I
don't know, motherfuckers don't be fucking with Kevin Hart's comedy. I fuck with it, bro. Like, okay, maybe like before he was a star, that's when he was at his best, except before he like started his own production. He's like A-list. Like when he was still coming up, that was when he was the best. And yeah, and even now, bruh, right along Night School, I fuck with it, bruh. Even though most people or some people don't.
Larry Valentine.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that.
Larry Valentine.
You said Barry Schmallenpine. Is that right?
Schmallenpine.
You said Schmallenpine. Is that right?
I was enunciating.
You said I was enunciating. Is that right?
Woo!
You said
And Good Luck Chuck was my favorite Dane Cook movie.
She's angry, rude, and she smells bad. In addition to back acne, she's got front acne and side acne. You see that glass of water there? She keeps her teeth in that glass.
So you're saying that she's single?
We got the opportunity to see two icons team up for the first time in Mr. Woodcock.
I wanted to do it, frankly, because Billy Bob Thornton was doing it.
I've loved working with Sean William Scott. He's a really good guy with no attitude whatsoever.
And it had a ton of laughs.
Seen better shooting than that at Special Olympics. I can hear you wheezing from here. Take a lap. Lose the asthma.
And Ben Stiller, who I personally view to be the most talented actor of all time, really elevated the Heartbreak Kid well above. To be the most talented.
Take a lap. Lose the asthma.
And Ben Stiller, who I personally view to be the most talented actor of all time.
The best actor of all time, sir. Ben Stiller. Yo, I might need to question every opinion he had in this whole video, sir.
Really elevated the Heartbreak Kid well above its weight class.
This is your girl, Eddie. I've always said you can tell a lot about a woman by her panties.
When have you ever said that?
Then we got one of the most bizarre happenings of any movie post-release that I think I've ever seen. Katherine Heigl clearly had a great time making Knocked Up.
This was said we're gonna go to iconic graphics, sir.
Best experiences I've had in a really
then turned around and told Vanity Fair that Knocked Up is, quote, a little sexist. It paints the women as shrews, as humorless and uptight, and it paints the men as lovable, goofy, fun-loving guys. I had a hard time.
That should mean nothing now, bruh. You already said back then, bruh, if you felt this way, you should have stood on business and said it back then, bruh.
Some days. I'm playing such a bitch. Why is she being such a killjoy?
But also, I'm looking at it from her view. She maybe didn't want to fuck up her career. So, yeah.
Which she then
I
followed
can see both sides. I could see
up by
both
coming
sides.
after the writer's room on Grey's Anatomy, saying, quote, I did not feel...
Okay, never mind. See, now that it's on two different shows, there's a common denominator here, you know what I'm saying? It's not a
that I was given the
coincidence.
material this season to warrant an Emmy nomination, and in an effort to maintain the integrity of the Academy organization, I withdrew my name from contention. These two events effectively ended her run at Hollywood stardom. She went from being a leading woman in the industry to all of a sudden barely not getting cast. And I can absolutely see why. On a lighter note, we got the cult classic Walk Hard, the indie classic Juno, and yet another Chris Rock hidden gem in I Think I Love My Wife.
Chicken again? We have chicken every day. I'm tired of chicken. I thought you liked chicken. I like it, but I don't like it every day. I feel like I got feathers coming out my head. This is about all the other animals out there that are dying to be eaten that we don't eat. I can't take it anymore. Chicken only eats just like chicken. You know what? I'm gone. I can't take it. Where are you going? Let's get some duck.
But the biggest hit of this decade was no doubt Superbad.
That's how you know it's bad, except that you're not even going for the steak, except you just want something different. Fuck, you get a duck, except.
Oh no, it's the carbs.
Which, like many classics, had an insane road to getting made.
Movie for like 12 years now. I spent half my life writing this movie.
A wait that was so long that Seth Rogen assumed it would
Classic, boy.
never even get made.
And really never thought they were going to make. I mean, that's what's so weird about it is I had really resigned to the fact that it was never going to get made.
And then they finally got some momentum with Judd Apatow jumping on board. He thought he finally found the funding when he got a big-time producer to jump on board, but even that took a shocking turn.
A producer joined us because we thought maybe we're not powerful enough, so we got this powerful producer to jump on the project to help us. And then suddenly he got hired to be the head of a studio. And we thought, well, now we're going to get to make it. And the first decision he made as the head of the studio was to not make the movie.
But it finally got the go.
That's crazy, boy. I know you fucking regret that shit to this day, boy.
Thanks to Christopher Nolan's favorite movie.
Other movies started succeeding, like Talladega Nights and things that I was working on. And then people said, what else do you have? And so we had a trunk of rejected projects.
Considering the story of Superbad and just so many other classics from this decade, it really makes you wonder just how many great movies have we missed out on over the years thanks to these ignorant studios. Given the lukewarm to even poor box office results the previous couple of years, 2008 didn't produce as many comedies as the previous years, but its lineup was still pretty loaded. We got Role Models, which starred two actors on my Mount Rushmore for comedic actors in Paul Rudd and Sean William Scott.
Perfectly acceptable hug between a little and a big.
Ooh la la.
This is not.
Obviously, we're not supposed to butt these kids.
This movie also had quite the script writing phase, starting out in a completely different genre.
I think it was a drama just about the Danny character and the boy, and then they made it a two-hander, more like a Wedding Crashers kind of thing, and then we tried to turn it into two very different characters.
The ever-controversial Tropic Thunder came out the same year, with Robert Downey Jr. stealing the show, though he definitely had questions about the role initially.
Me, Sergeant, and I said, wait a minute, hold on. Mm-hmm. This is a stupidest idea I've ever heard. He goes, I know, isn't it great? Yeah. And I thought, well, in the right context, it could be entertaining and or it could be disastrous.
And yet again, you just can't deny the genius of Ben Stiller. He wrote, directed, and even starred in this movie. We got a few comedies that aren't my personal favorites.
You lazy boy. you know what I'm
but
saying?
I respect in Semi-Pro, Step Brothers, Pineapple Express, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. A couple of low-key but fun ones in The Promotion and Sex Drive. And a top 5 Christmas movie for me in 4 Christmases.
That's very Christmas and Burmese.
Audiences had about enough of the spoof genre by now, but I wouldn't sleep on superhero movies.
Freaking George.
You're not my father.
But I love you like your father did. I believe in you like your father.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Kevin Hart, bro. I was like, yeah, no shit, bro.
I had sex with your mother just like your father did.
By the way, you can check out my directorial debut for free on Tubi. It's a stoner comedy, very much in the vein of the 2000s. But in 2009, the genre went out with a bang, both figuratively and literally. Before he was taking over the horror genre with Barbarian, Weapons, and soon-to-be Resident Evil, Zach Cregger made Miss March. Maybe it wasn't an all-time classic, but it's a great example of a lighthearted comedy that the world needs now more than ever.
Oh, gross.
That's Gertrude von Brauer.
What's wrong with her eye?
It's dead.
Ah!
Gertrude was my next-door neighbor. Our childhood friendship blossomed into a romance by high school.
F, no.
Tucker, yes. Gertrude von Brauer was the love of my life.
She's like the worst-looking person I have ever seen.
Give me
Damn, what the
back
fuck?
that photograph. Gertrude died when she was 18 years old.
Oh, thank God.
Fired Up, The Invention of Lying, and Extract were perfect examples of these kinds of movies as well.
I'm in such a hurry right now, Nathan.
Yeah? You been busy?
Yes, very, very, very busy. And I'm so busy right now, I gotta go make a phone call. I gotta call the office before they all leave for the day.
Hey, listen, real quick, while I've got you here. What are you guys doing November 17th?
I think that we're out of town.
Oh, yeah? Where you going? Wait a minute. I'm at the 7th.
That movie, Extract, by the way, was also directed by the same guy as Office Space, Idiocracy, and King of the Hill. It just never went mainstream like those, but it's 100% worth the watch. Funny People is one of my favorite all-time dramedies and Adam Sandler movies. It was so important to Adam that he actually passed up on the opportunity to work with one of the most prolific directors of all time to star in this.
You know what's a role you turned down that I was shocked by?
What?
Quentin Tarantino wanted you to play the Bear Jew.
Yes.
And Eli Roth ended up doing it.
No, I wanted to do it. It was just Judd was shooting Funny People at the same time. For years, he was telling me he wrote it for me. And so I was always excited to shoot it with him. And then when that happened, I called him up.
That's not a reason I fuck with Adam, bro. He's a real one, like, he's not gonna take the bigger role just to take the bigger role. He's gonna do what he wants, you know what I'm saying?
I said, I don't know if I can do it because I got Judd. And he goes, okay, cool, no worries about it.
But as you see, the studios were definitely starting to lose faith in the genre, and it's directly reflected by fewer and fewer being made each year. It's hard to believe that one of the biggest comedies of all time, The Hangover, almost never got made. The studio didn't trust the actors, and the only way it did end up getting made is because the director agreed to work on the movie for free. It's probably the
Crazy, boy. Shout out to Benjamin Vomos dick, boy. 9K subs, fucking, yeah. Saying this video was fire, bruh. Took me down memory lane a bit, bruh. Nostalgia, you know what I'm saying?